I'm going to try this. I'm not sure how it's going to work. This module will look at the function, arrangement, and construction of benching systems. Benching systems provide many benefits to the grower. Generally, benches are arranged to place products at convenient heights for both greenhouse worker and consumer alike. If arranged appropriately, a properly designed benching system will also allow more efficient use of space. Some benching systems also aid in water conservation and reduction of runoff and its contaminants into the environment. That said, benching may serve purely aesthetic purposes in order to promote sales, as opposed to being completely utilitarian in order to provide maximum efficiency and organization. After completing this module, you will be able to describe advantages using benching in a greenhouse, explain the basic factors considered in the design of a greenhouse bench system, compare different kinds of benching arrangements, compare selected materials used in the construction of greenhouse benches, describe selected alternatives to greenhouse benching. So these are probably good points. Take notes for tests, right? Describe advantages of using benching in a greenhouse. Explain basic factors considered in the design of a greenhouse bench system. Compare different kinds of benching arrangements. Compare selected materials used in construction of greenhouse benches. Describe selected alternatives to greenhouse benching. Benching in a greenhouse. A9. Benching in a greenhouse refers to the benches or tables upon which plants either grow or are displayed. Benches come in a variety of different shapes, materials, plus they are arranged in specific configurations to suit various purposes. Greenhouse benching systems provide several advantages. Benching provides a convenient and comfortable working height for greenhouse workers. Benching provides better plant display and keeps plants cleaner. Having plants off the floor at a higher level allows the products to display better. Benches also make it easier and more convenient for the customer to remove product from a bench rather than having to bend to the floor to pick it up. Bend to the floor to pick what? And to pick what? In some cases, may be very heavy plants. To pick what? In some cases, may be very heavy plants. Got it. Placing plants on a bench will move them from the lower, cooler floor surface up to a somewhat warmer air temperature, resulting in a greater heat usage efficiency and more desirable growth. Keeping plants off the floor by placing them in a raised bench provides healthier growing environment. Plants on the benches receive better air circulation compared to plants located at ground level. Increasing air movement around plants tends to help reduce pest problems. Plants also drain better, thereby helping to minimize overwatering. A9.3. When designing a bench system, several factors need to be addressed. Anticipated usage, size, aisle access are all part of the design process. That's a whole page for that. When designing a bench system, several factors need to be addressed. Anticipated usage, size, aisle access are all part of the design process. Boom. That sounds important. The size of bench should be designed to meet needs of the greenhouse worker or the customer. 3 factors should be looked at when designing the physical size of a greenhouse bench. The height of the people using the benches. There are standard bench heights that are designed for the majority of people, but it may be preferable to customize the height and width of the bench to suit individual needs. The type of crop that you will be growing. If you're growing taller crops, the bench height may need to be lower to allow staff to do work within the crop canopy. The type of crop can also influence width. For example, trays of cell packs are easier to place and remove from very wide benches that individual pots of geraniums or lilies also Also, plants that require frequent tending, such as pinching or cutting, needs to be on a narrower benches to allow more frequent care than plants that are simply put into place, watered, and allowed to grow. Amount of access that is required is a requirement. The amount of access that is required is a requirement to be able to reach plants from all sides of the bench, or only one or two sides of the bench. This will determine the width of the bench. I'm only halfway through this. Some standard bench sizes are 80 to 90 centimeters. You're not helping. Width 75 to 80 centimeters. If access only from one side, 100 to 120 centimeter access from two sides. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to get my eyelid out.